So Black Lotus brought up a good point. I'm gonna bring you up again. Don't really know you, but I appreciate your point. So, if you're talking to the spirits, like some people do, because we understand that that's really here. What the spirit is the consciousness that you have interacted with over your lifetime and kind of recorded the interaction and how it made you feel. So your emotional intelligence around that interaction, or that, I like the word dichotomy because it's like a fun word. But yes. So, anyways, I don't fully agree with the medicine. If you do have some weed, that may or may not help, depending on what frequency and what planets and everything else that you frequency and vibe at. But I promise you this, if you do smoke a bowl, you'll understand that your patterning and your programming could possibly be the problem. And whether or not you like it, other people may, and they can resonate at that level. So I just want to throw that out there. Not trying to shoot nobody down. Because I think that's what she or he was trying to say. This worked. So if that works, for me, it didn't technically work. It did for them, and when I say them, for the doctors and for what they needed it to work for, yes. But when I was on more of higher mind, not so much lizard brain, and once I had removed prefrontal cortex, which is ego mind, and understand that hind mind is kind of involuntary motor function, and when I started to study all of that and what was in between, and how the hemispheres work, this became an act, or maybe an offering, maybe not so much like a sacrifice, but kind of like an offering because of all the pain and suffering that is really out there. So if I could put that into some type of act or expression and help it to dissipate instead of capacitate more, and allow whoever is trying to control that or cause that to happen, and then give you the answer, which is a drug or a placebo or even a thought train, where that's still a control factor to them, to where they feel like they're above you. And that's a slave mindset to me, and that's not what I'm on. I'm on free thinking, free, not necessarily have to wake up right now to all the secrets of the universe, but definitely wake up to who you are and what others could possibly know around you, which is more or less. So you have to understand where your spot in our realm and our society is, and not so much hierarchy wise, it's just what you do. This is what you do, this is what you offer, this is your art. When we stop worrying about what everyone else thinks about our art is when we stop worrying about what medicine we're on, though, I'll tell you that. And how everyone is always trying to fix someone else, but they really can't fix their own self. And that's another thing. That's why this act is here. And again, I'm just, from my perspective, I don't know who this was, but they brought up very valuable points that I can debate in hopefully a lovingly way, but a serious way, but still a jovial kind of act where it's lighthearted but still serious topic, like a George Carlin type thing. So some of the folks out here don't understand that there is a game being played, You have to look it up, but maybe you don't want to look it up, so I'm not going to say it. But there are different conscious levels or different realms of belief here where different games are being played. And some may believe it to be a simulation, or some may believe it to be more of like a Christian value path or thought train, or some may believe it to be not even a religious path, more of a like just an expression of what they don't know. You know what I mean? Not so much, not like an atheist or agnostic, just some people are just in complete fucking awe of what this is. And they don't really have time to try to understand the inner workings of a brilliant person, obviously like Black Lotus is. That's given because had the balls to actually say something and to speak out for someone who is resonating at his or her vibe, whoever that is. See? Doesn't matter if it's mine, somebody else might see it. That's cool. That's what this is about. Either way, something works, but it doesn't have to be mind control and everybody has to do the same thing. But when patterns start to arise and certain behaviors start to arise, and then someone can be wise enough to understand those patterns and where they do come from. If you watch more of the videos here, you'll know exactly what this is. And that, you know, not saying that I'm brilliantly the greatest Dali artist ever, or the greatest method actor ever, or whatever, it doesn't matter. The point is that I'm trying to get a point across, and Black Lotus got it. Whatever large or minute scale that they could express in so many 250 characters, they got it. It hit them. That's what this is. So if any of my videos rub you the wrong way, that is exactly what I meant them to do. Because my videos are truth. You can verifiable truths from a certain perspective. Doesn't mean it has to be yours, so it doesn't mean that your truth has to be my truth, but from my perspective, this is my truth. This is what I see in the world. This is what I see what the problem is. And this is what I see them coming across as an evil or a yin-yang, where the darkness has to push the light, but the light has to push the darkness to make a Chinese firework spiral to the air before it just runs out of energy and falls back to the ground. That doesn't make sense to me. That's history repeating itself with more snake oil cures that they come up with just to make more excuses, to give us more reasons to have something we need a medicine for. So, thank you for bringing that up, because yes, I have tried that medicine. Honestly have. Been on it. Yes. But that's not what this is. And if that's working for you, continue to take it, because that's good. That's awesome. Don't want to get into a debate over what works for who, because everybody has different chemistry. Everybody has different balances, imbalances, different engrams, different devas, different demons that they deal with. So it's not everybody's the same. We don't all play the same chord. If we did, it'd be a quick fix. Boom. That'd be awesome. No. But like I said, certain patterns arise, especially in the male character. And I can express that here, and hopefully others see it, especially the Pentagon, especially the CIA, the FBI, outlaw bikers, whoever else needs to see this, doctors, dentists, whoever, deep thinkers, whoever. Elon Musk, people in prison. If you can see this and you see the act, you can see the resonant character in you somewhere, and maybe where it comes from, and how that act may be portrayed in your life. So yes, my characters are very harsh. They're angry guys, but sometimes they're I get so angry in the character that I have to remind you, like, look, this is, like right now, this is one of those videos to say, look, I'm not suicidal, I'm not that character, really, okay? This is an act or an expression to prove to you what a mind virus or a plague of the mind or a positive feedback loop of constant false flag information, constant disinformation, and then allowing some other AI computer to come up with timelines that are personalized for each individual. And then when we go out and we try to communicate in public, it's when we Chinese box theory each other, or when we Furby each other, or small talk, basically. When we small talk each other, and we give the program responses back and forth to each other, if we sit there long enough, and the heart chakra opens up, those program responses, well, the first sieve of them will go away. But if you understand it, you've been here before, an everlasting life or reincarnation or whatever you believe in, that would not be there. That word would not be there unless some of consciousness and the laws of thermodynamics and all of this didn't work. Those wouldn't be there for us to be saying those again. So some of us believe in a higher mind, and I'm not trying to bash the medicines or whatnot, but we understand that there's reasons for that, and that's what this act is. I'm not here alone in this, although it does look like a lone wolf attack or whatever whatever it appears to you to be. I assure you that is not exactly what it is. It's more of, I didn't need Hollywood to be in my back pocket to be able to cause a reaction just like I did last time, because COVID 1984, well, 61 the Jews call it, there's a bunch of things who I am that is really clandestine information, but that's neither here nor there. You can either choose to believe it or not. That's not for me to do for you. But if you needed a best friend who knew what you're going through and could portray it better than you and wasn't afraid to, and then could tell you what's going on if you just listen to him and be crazy like you are sometimes, you might get it, because it may or may not be happening right now, and I may or may not be that smart as I was last time to be able to pull this off. And the Pentagon and everybody already know what's going on, but it's more about a great awakening. So every transaction knows that it's going to be made prior to the transaction. Let's put it that way. So if I could sneak this little video in there, and you just scroll past all this one and you see all the other ones, you'd never really know what I'm trying to tell you. Okay? So, Black Lotus, thank you very much for showing up. You got me to come out of act for a little bit, because I see what I see. I see you. I get it. Yes. And thank you for bringing that up, because that's valuable. That helped us take it into this little direction real quick, just to assure you that, and maybe others that have that same thought pattern that you do, because that is one. And you know it well because others have told you that. And then that becomes a programmed response in you. Unknowingly, and you didn't even realize. So when the Jung and the Freudian and the Red Book and Cicada and all these other things come out, maybe eventually you'll understand what this is. Not that we need to meet or whatnot, but you'll understand what this is, and thank you for showing up. Again, thank you.